Better Prize Picks on 5 on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. This is also a Dolphins Chargers preview. I am heading to the stadium shortly. I'm sure everybody's going to be very excited. Dolphins play the Chargers. Dolphins are 1-4. We've got the Tua Justin Herbert thing. Chargers are playing well. The Dolphins are not playing particularly well. And Eric and I got into that in the postgame show last week. Before we go any further, by the way, I got Eric Wiedeke. I'm Ethan Skolnick. Before we go any further, use the code 5, F-I-V-E. Put down your 5 at $5 after you put in the code 5, F-I-V-E. If there's another code there, delete it. Enter ours. Helps you, helps us. Get you the best deal. Use the code 5, and then after you put down your $5, you get $50 in lineups right away. So again, it's the code 5, F-I-V-E, and you get $50 in lineups right away. All right, Eric, let's get to it. Dolphins and Chargers today. It's not raining outside, so I don't know.
It is not.
It looks like the conditions are going to be okay here. What are you seeing on the Dolphins side?
On the Dolphins side, I am going to go with Tua more than 33.5 pass attempts. I think this is going to be a game where Miami is trailing for pretty much the duration, and Mike McDaniel is going to have to abandon the run game here, I think, pretty early in this one. So I like Tua to go over 33.5.
All right, over 33.5 for Tua. I mean, him abandoning the run game is not a new thing, so it wouldn't stun me if that's what actually happened here. Okay, I'm taking a look at Darren Waller. Fantasy score again, been way over it. 9.5 this week, and they have to get to it today, because if they don't get to it today, then I don't know where else he's going to go. Honestly, I mean, Waddle. Chargers are the team, by the way, that first sort of started to take away. I remember in a game against him a couple of years ago, take away the middle. Take away the outside from him a little bit, or take away the middle. But I still think that Waller is going to be active today. Again, that whole second half, just invisible. He had the 3 targets and the 2 touchdowns, and didn't do much after that. So I'm going to go over on Waller on fantasy score. On the Chargers side, a little tough to get a gauge of their receivers, because Keenan Allen has been taking a bigger role again of late, sort of like the old Keenan Allen. But I'm going to play into that, because he had big games against the Dolphins before, including one on this field. I'm gonna go with McConkey under on receiving yards. He's the trend is your friend here. Last 4, he's been under this number. It seems like Herbert is not using him as much, except maybe on third downs. So I'm going to go with McConkey under on the receiving yards on this one. Chargers, what do you see?
Yeah, I see Kimani Vidal, the Lightning in this backfield with Noah Martin, Hampton to Hassan Haskins Thunder. Longest rush at just 9.5 yards. It feels like the Dolphins are letting everyone rip off a 25, 30-yard run a game. So I think 9.5 is just an easy number to go over versus this suspect running defense.
Yes, suspect running defense, to say the least. They gave up nearly 700 yards last week. Anything else you see on this matchup?
On this matchup, not particularly. I would also play Hassan Haskins. Just anybody that's associated with the Chargers run game. I think this is going to be a game where they're out in front quite a bit. So maybe you go under on Herbert's pass attempts as well.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I would lean into, is just game script of Chargers leading.
Yeah, they had this Herbert thing where it's like over 30 passing yards and over 3.5 quarters. And I'm like, well, that looks like a gimme. But when you start to think about it, there may be a quarter that he really doesn't need to throw, or he actually could be taken out of the game if they're up. And I'm saying that the Dolphins will pull off some ridiculous upset here. Couple of other plays I like. Aaron Rodgers on a goblin play over half a touchdown seems like a gimme. And Baker Mayfield, I've been playing him consistently, and you really can't go wrong of late. I think it's 242.5 passing yards or something along those lines. Is that what I took? 239.5. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take that one today as well. What did you see? What do you see out there other than this game in particular, other than the Dolphins game?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the week of the quarterbacks. I like both the quarterbacks in Tampa Bay and San Francisco. Mac Jones coming off of a huge game versus the Rams and a Tampa defense that let Sam Darnold kind of throw the ball all around the yard on him. But I also like, if there's one quarterback I like most, it's going to be Matthew Stafford versus the Ravens, who have been the worst pass defense in the league so far this year. Up to 52.5 feels pretty easy versus this Ravens defense for Stafford.
Yeah, I'm seeing that also. I like all the Stafford plays for sure. It's funny you got me back to Chargers looking at some of their plays too here because I'm looking at all the running backs here. Well, Haskins' number is kind of high, but I'm thinking about going that direction. Together. Let's get to the Dolphins in general. Do you see any way that they keep this game competitive today, and how?
So if they were to keep the game competitive today, it would be with the run game because you look at what Washington did to LA last week, and you look at what the Giants did to LA the week before that, and it was through the run game, kind of, taking up 5-6 yards at a time and holding on to the football against a Chargers offense that's been pretty dynamic downfield. Didn't get to talk about Quentin Johnston, who's surprisingly probably been their best receiver this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would be the game plan, and hope that the pass rush comes through on Justin Herbert with an offensive line that's kind of patched up for the Chargers right now. But I don't really think either of those things will happen.
I think you're probably right. And look, as we say that again, the Dolphins have had some strange results at home over the years. Although the crowd is going to get on them pretty early. I think that's the real concern for Steve Ross today is they get down 14-0, and that's good. The place is going to get ugly. And I do think that's probably what's going to happen. Look, the game against Carolina was so deflating in the sense that you took the lead. It's kind of like, all right, we can get our season sort of back on track here. You probably weren't going to beat the Chargers this week anyway, but at least you'd get to close to parity. And then you look at the rest of the remaining schedule. Okay, you got a shot. 1-4, you got no shot. And that starts to creep in with particular players. I mean, there's one other play I like here. Basically, I like all of the Dolphins linebacker tackle plays. We've talked about that. It's always an over because their defensive linemen can't make tackles. So anyway, I see the Chargers winning 34-13. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's more competitive than that, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be. All right, use the code 5 FIVE. Put down your 5, get your $50 in lineups. Of course, follow 3 yards per carry, scouting the Fins, all of our other Dolphins content here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel.